is this here? There we go. Get a little better light of good dawning. My name's Josh, or Mr. Floyd, and welcome to a Tuesday. Today is 2 for Tuesday here on Good Dawning. We've got Laura B tonight at 5 or 7. If you haven't seen Laura B before, her energetics are amazing. We do tarot and oracle with what's up in your universe. And so, yeah, let's see what we've got today. We're going to work with the lapis that we got from Neil and Shelley. God bless. And we've got the... all right, 2 more major lines here. So we have 2 more cards today for the major lines, the headline and the lifeline combo here. So we have these 2. We will post later and we will go over. And the Divine Masters deck as well. So we will work with that today. Bunny. Ben Bacon Bits. Good dawning. Grateful to see you in the chat. Beautiful brother. All right, so let's see what we got here. Bonnie, good dawning as well. We love you. And thank you. Always grateful. Millie, good dawning as well. And let's see here. Oh, thank you, Millie. All right, we can pin that for the moment. All right, guys. And let's see here. Angela, Shelley, and Neil. Usually, Seeker of Truth is usually a combo of Shelley and Neil. You know, if we only need one phone. If you both watch the same, Victor, good dawning as well. If you both watch the same program, then you only need one channel, so to speak, to watch there. And that's always blessed when you have a partner that you can watch YouTube videos with. Because a lot of you guys, I'm sure, if you or at least had partners or have partners, friends, whatnot, that don't watch the YouTube videos that we are watching. Never had any but friends that would watch any the stuff I'm watching. No, they wouldn't vibrate. Josh, Angela, Millie, Benny, Shelley, good dawning. All right. So yeah, if you want a one-on-one session with myself, they are available. It's pinned as well. And but yeah, so good dawning. It's Laura B. All right. So Laura will be live again. There's Laura right there. She'll be live tonight. Her website, if you want to check it out, is letspiritguide.com. If you want to send Laura an email, it's Laura at letspiritguide.com. You can see what she's got. She offers Reiki on the internet, which works just as well as in front. In some cases, even better because there's not a clash of energies. It's just direct energy. And so, yeah. So if you want a reading that's outside of the scope of something live tonight, then definitely do consider sending Laura an email there at Laura at letspiritguide.com, or check out her website there, and you can book a session directly with her. Teresa, Wounds to Wisdom, will be live today. So Teresa is live. If you did not subscribe when she was the small channel of the day there, she is live today, 3 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock your time. So that's East Coast time. So check out Teresa today and the Wounds to Wisdom. I'm sure I'll be in the chat there, getting ready to leave the crystal shop, but at 5 p.m. And Ben, it's nice to see you back here as well. And missed you the past few days on Truthwave and whatnot. So grateful to see you. All right, so let's cut the Divine Masters. Oh, thank you, Teresa, for what you do. We all help each other, and thank you for being live and showing your honesty and your truth and your healing. And it's nice to see. That's refreshing. There's lots of shows that try to do healing, but end up as a combo of healing and other things that ego and other things that just aren't fun. So Teresa, thank you. It's refreshing. All right, so let's see what we get here. We're going to cut these into 3 and see what we come across. Bonnie's letter there. I keep it right here. If you ever send me anything like a letter or anything, I've got stack. And when Neil and Shelley sent me the paperwork for the stuff with the lapis there, I still have that. And thank you guys for anything you send me. I keep. All right, so let's see what we get from the Divine Masters deck. This is a Kyle Gray deck, and it's a really light deck. Still got to get the smaller Isis deck, so I will be doing that. I might be going in the Boulder on Thursday, then I'll pick that up. But all right, so we'll cut these into 3 and restack. There we go. All right, let's see what we got. Take the bottom card here for the energetics of today. and then the top 3, and to how to achieve said energetics. And if I don't thank you guys enough, I really mean it. You have lots of choices on YouTube here, and there's probably over a million. There's a million different channels, over a million channels on YouTube, and just effective. Thank you, Fatima. Good dawning as well from the Great North there, and you will from Toronto area. All right, so today's card. Where's Krista? We need Krista here. Blindly inspired, Kali Ma. So today's card, and it's hard to see it. It's a dark card there. Is Kali. So Kali Ma is Nathan. Good dawning as well from the Great White North, Maritime Canada. There we go. All right. So Kali Ma, divine severance. Cut the cords to dramas, fears, and limitations. You'd want to do that anyways, I would hope. But so in your universe today, when you're out and about, if you run into a fear, limitation, a drama of any sort, cut those cords. Great. Spy when you know you know. Blessings, spy. What? All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. So let's see here. Then we have Mary Magdalene here as well. Mother Mary here. Sacred vessel. So in order to reach, and Kali reaching out to us here, cut the cords, dramas, fears, and limitations. We have Mary Magdalene here. Spy, welcome. You are the answer. Be guided to your purpose. Of course, you are your answer. Any answer that you're looking for is generally hidden inside yourself anyway. So you are the answer, of course, that you've been looking for. We dropped the card. And so, yeah. So Mary Magdalene. So, all right. So be guided to your purpose. And generally, we are, generally, if you are open, if you've been going through the dark night, and that you're generally speaking, being guided to your purpose. Henny just went to bed. Hi, everyone. Just woke up, went to bed at 7 a.m. All right, Henny, pulling the all-nighter there. What were you doing last night, Henny, there? Pulling the all-nighter. All right, so we have Rama and Sita, and we know who they are. And so we're asking for a holy union here. Soulmate connection, romantic opportunity. So what are you letting into your universe? It's asking you to get rid of cutting the cords of fear, drama, and limitation, right? And then you're your own purpose, and you're the answer to your own purpose. Then we have Kali, we have Rama and Sita coming through here as well. Wow, favor. So soulmate connection and romantic opportunity. So if you drop your fears and limitations, you do allow for soulmate connections and romantic opportunities. All right, Lady Nada. So none for you. No, Lady Nada. Expanded heart, which definitely ties to the Rama and Sita card there. So expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. So there's a lot of love going on here. So it's asking you to cut the cord to your dramas, fears, and limitations, which allows for love to come in generally. Generally, our dramas, our fears, and our own self-limiting beliefs that disallow love into our universe in the first place. And then we have Mary Magdalene here, Mother Mary. Sacred, now let's throw the card onto the floor. Sacred vessel, there we go. All right, Butterfingers today. Sacred vessel, you are the answer. So, and of course you are. There's no other answer except for yourself in the first place. Nobody else can answer what you need for your universe. You have to answer that for yourself. So be guided to your purpose. And so we need Millie to put the phone in there for Chloe. All right, and then Rama and Sita, which is allowing a couple love, right? So it's letting love in, romantic opportunity. So allow for your universe, if that's the case, to bring love into your universe. And then Lady Nada, finally, expanded heart, which again is more love. So openness, liberation, and let yourself love and be loved. So we have a romantic opportunity and love and be loved, and stepping into your purpose, which all of our purpose in some fashion is probably some form of love. So I don't know about you guys, but it's asking you to let love in today. So be the love that you are looking for and let it into your universe, if you can there. But all right, so let's do some energetic clear cutting cord cutting, I should say, as well. There we go. We think we are the same, Scotty. Calling Chloe. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, it was a great night for sleep. Yeah, I passed out, like literally just fell asleep. Sometimes I don't make it to the bed. I fell asleep on the couch. It's a fatter of Mac last night. Lady Nada's pink flame heals the heart. So there we go, Millie. Knowing more than yeah. So thank you for that with Lady Nada there, Millie. I did not know. I don't have the opportunity to look up the post for you all driving. So Millie is driving, but we can look up. We can do that real quick. Lady Nada. So let's see. It should be in alphabetical order here. Lakshmi should be next one back. All right. Well, we're trying to find it here. Kathumi. Lakshmi. Maybe it's under N. Lady Nada. Here we go. It's actually under N. Expanded heart. So Lady Nada is the embodiment of divine love. She is one of the leaders of the karmic board and a member of the Council of Light. I had no idea. And is dedicated to bringing Christ consciousness to Earth in the Ara Soma healing system. Lady Nada's bottle is the divine counterpart to the Christ. That's what it says. Her mission is to help the human race embody divine love. There you go. Lady Nada is an aspect of Mary Magdalene. Are you kidding? So we have Mary Mag and Lady Nada back to back. So we literally had almost the same energy. I had no idea that Lady Nada and Mary Magdalene are generally the same. So there we go. So definitely love coming in if that's for you in your message there. Krista, good dawning. Lady Nada has many incarnations, one of the high priestesses of Atlantis. Those drawn to her mission are likely to have had incarnations in Atlantis, similar to other ancient civilizations. When Lady Nada comes to you, your heart is ready to expand. It is opening wide to experience and embody divine love. This is a powerful opportunity to heal from past traumas regarding relationship and emotional letdowns. So there we go. So Lady Nada and Mary there are generally the same energy. So I had no idea that Mary Magdalene. So pulling both of those cards back to back, Lady Nada and Mary Magdalene, big energy there. So you heard it too. So yeah. So if you are exactly. So if you're looking for love, there something's. So it definitely sounds like something's coming in for. But for sure. All right, guys. So let's work with. Get the two cards here. So yesterday we did the headlines. So now we've got a combo of the head and lifelines here. So we have two cards for today. Card number 35 and 36. All the cards are posted and will continue to be posted, whether they're seen or not, on the community page. But yeah, that way, if you have something you want to look up, you can just go right to the community page and see. Of course, you could always type in Google there in the lines of the hand. But nonetheless, so number 35, the major line, it's a headline. So the headline says, the headline touching your lifeline. So if the two meet, and in my case, all right, well, we'll see here. Let's see what it says. If the headline touches the lifeline at the start, that suggests you are a curious person who thinks before acting. I can't really state that, but mine do touch right there. So there's the headline. There's the headline. There we go. And then there's the lifeline, and then they meet right there. So if they touch like mine does, and they meet, then and I don't know if that's really a characteristic of mine totally per se, but it says there that let's switch this here. Chat filter to all. There we go. All right, we lose half the chat. All right, suggests that you are a cautious person, and I think before acting. I have, and then I have not. So when I went to hitchhike away from hitchhiked for a year in 2001, I did not think before acting. I just left. So all right, number 36. If there's a gap between the start of the headline, so here they meet they meet each other and then they touch. So right there. So if there's a gap between your headline right there, and your lifeline where they don't physically meet, so they each are individual, then indicates that you are independent and impulsive, which really I'm more impulsive, but yet they meet, so I have no idea. They are more impulsive. The larger the gap, the more outspoken and impulsive you are. So if you have a gap there, although I'm kind of impulsive myself, or can be. Um, so if you have a gap in that space, there's Suzette. Um, then yeah, then you're more impulsive. The astrological energies look positive from a quick glance. Major aspects are all positive. Sextiles, trines, but conjunctions can sometimes be too much of a good thing at times. Care Bear, when you get back, I'm gonna send you an email. When you get back, we want to have you on the channel to do some astrology. If you didn't know Care Bear there, she's been studying astrology for like a year and change. So not just like a basic like learn astrology, 39.95 plus tax, that sort of thing. She's like actually truly learning, like deeply learning astrology. So when you get back from the mountains of the Carolinas, we will chat. But I'd love to have you on to discuss astrology. We need could use an astrologer here. So yeah. So we'll see what we got. Oh, so tomorrow, flying cards everywhere here. So tomorrow we'll work with the minor lines. And so yeah, so we'll get the major lines. And so tomorrow then we'll go on to, and I will post these this afternoon as well. And the other cards got posted last night. So but yeah, so as it says, after effect, not alpha. After Effect, not Alfred. So yeah, Care Bear, when you get back from vacation there, we're gonna look. We're gonna chat because I'd love to have you on the channel. You've studied. You're the family here, part of the family, and would love to have you discuss astrology with us. Maybe a couple times a month. Come on and do astrology or discuss astrology. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Care Bear. Yeah, it would be amazing. So yeah, we're gonna put Care Bear's studies to use. And so when Care Bear gets back, she's gonna be gone here for the next week. So don't look for her on her channel unless she posts something from the Carolinas. We will see her next week. But yeah, so we're gonna work with the lapis. But let's clear some energies out. It's Wednesday, so hump day. So what is blocking us today? We're going to talk communication for today. So we're going to clear any miscommunications, and we're going to push out for clear communication today. We just cleared Mercury retrograde, so we're going to. And yesterday we went direct. So today we still have about 2 weeks of shadow period, but each day gets lighter. So today you should feel more direct than yesterday, and then 2 weeks from now it all clears out. I know Venus or Mercury, Venus is going to go direct. Mars is direct as well, actually, in Cancer. So it's all kind of clearing out, and I know Venus is about to clear out as well and go direct shortly. So all of these crazy ass retrogrades that have been going on for the past basically all of winter is about to pass out and clear here. And if you're a Cancer, I know that Jupiter is moving into Cancer in June, which is about as good as it gets. So we'll see about that. But so let's clear out, since Mercury is no longer in retrograde, right? We're going to clear any energies of confusion, right? So we want to clear out the confusion that we may have. I'm not saying that we did, but we may have created during Mercury retrograde. I know for myself, I had a tiff with my boss, and it was nothing ego or anything. It was literally miscommunication. She said one thing, I heard another, and vice versa, and she heard me incorrectly. That's what happens during Mercury retrograde. We are grateful. This was not a physical. Sometimes the retrogrades go with the physical stuff, like people's computers break or what have you. In this case, we have no broken cell phone. This is the first retrograde in 5. We've had 4 retrogrades where I've had issues with cell phones. This would be 5. And the 5th one where we've had no issues at all with my cell phone. So that is a positive, because we've had 2 broken screens and 2 new cell phone, and yeah, so all kinds of craziness during retrograde. So from our end, then this one was mostly communication, and it was hell. I don't know about you, going through the retrograde there. It's like you can't be seen, and it's hard to hear. And so yeah, so from your end and mine, we're going to clear any energies from the retrograde, any miscommunications, any misfires, any intentions that were mixed up. that a lot of our intentions that we have clear intentions, but during the retrograde, they don't come out as clearly. So we may end up entangling our intentions or mixing them up, and people see that. And so from this, and Bonnie, I will look into that. I'm still learning, but I believe they will be just fine. So yeah, so when Care Bear gets back, we will chat and we will set up a time and have Care Bear on the channel to discuss her journey to astrology, and of course how we can learn astrology and what she can teach us, and of course astrology at the time, of course, as well. And so we will have Care Bear on. So from your end and mine, then let's take a deep breath as we breathe in. We're going to see clarity in our communication, clarity in our thought, and clarity in what we are looking to create in our universe. And now that we're out of Mercury retrograde, which every 3 months is always fun, right? I don't know why we have to deal with it, but what did we do before? Let's be honest. 99% of us, there was a time where we did not know about Mercury retrograde, and it was just that time where we would get frustrated and whatnot. So there's something to think about here. I did not ground into this retrograde. Like normally I would be like, oh, we're going into Mercury. I didn't even mention it on the channel until we were deep into it. A lot of this is, of course, knowing that you're in retrograde will set. Here's a lot of things that, if you think about this a second, if you know that you're going to have something done, like surgery, right, then you get anxiety. If you know that Mercury retrograde is coming, then you already get anxiety. You start having expectations of broken cell phones, things happening, miscommunication. And a lot of what happens during Mercury retrograde is honestly the setup that we create in retrograde itself. So we create situations in our mind, not physically. It's retrograde, so things are going to get choppy, right? Or things are going to be goofy. So if we put those intentions to the universe, what happens during retrograde? Are we not just feeding that retrograde then by going, oh, we're in retrograde, so you know it's going to happen. We're just going to have a miscommunication, right? By doing those things, are we not just feeding it? So this time I didn't give it as much energy. Yeah. And once I noticed it was a lot lighter. So keep those things in mind. Next time we have a Mercury retrograde, most likely I won't mention it on the channel. And if you know it, you know it. What did we do before? We didn't know. So it was just a time when things got a little goofy, right? But yeah, so next time we have a retrograde there, I'll put that on the channel after the fact, right? And let's see if retrograde takes as much an effect if you don't notice, if you're not paying attention. Or if even if you know, but you're just not like, oh, it's retrograde, and you just ground out of the energy. It's not as bad as we make it out to be. A lot of our expectations of energetics in general, so what we expect to happen, is generally what we create. So we expect, oh, it's retrograde, so it's going to be goofy. So already telling the universe to create goofiness. Oh, I'm going to have communication issues. So you're telling the universe, give me communication issues. Oh, the last 3 times I broke my cell phone. So, all right, let's get ready to spend money on fixing my cell phone. I didn't do that this time, and it was a lot better. There was still a lot of communication mix-ups, but I wasn't looking for them. And when I noticed them, I was able to step out of it, like with my boss. I was able to step out of it and go, okay, this is Mercury retrograde. Let's get clarity and say this in a better manner. And I did. And so next time we get into retrograde there, keep that in mind. A lot of these things that we set these things up with expectations from our universe, or expectations from ourself. And so we set up these situations like, ooh, retrograde, and then we create a retrograde. We create the retrograde around us in our universe because we're expecting it in the first place. I highly recommend reading the classic Sun Signs by Linda Goodman. It's fun and that's an old book. Even I know that book, and I've read it. But what did I pick up? Here, I'm going to go. I'll be right back. I'll show you an astrology book. He's walking away from the camera. What is he doing? Where did he go? I picked this up and I'll show you in a sec, at a thrift store. There we go. This thing is huge. But it's backwards, of course. Parker's Astrology. This thing is like, it's like, so yeah. It's kind of crazy here. There's a chart. So yeah, so I haven't really it's got great artwork though. This one, there you go. So yeah, this is like Sun Signs gone berserk here. But Sun Signs, I've seen the book before. But yeah, so you get a chance to grab one of these, this thing is. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be anything that we can't. Really looking forward to learning from Care Bear there, and she can pass on her knowledge here. But this has got everything. I mean, here we go. And the universe speaks, right? Page 187. Relocation astrology, right? And there's something to be said for that. I lean more when I'm looking at relocating. I'm leaning more towards like Chinese astrology for that. Chinese signs, specifically being an ox and moving to a place that's going to work as an ox, like a snake place or something to that effect. Something a little, as crazy as it sounds, like not seedier energy, but that more darker, like Miami, Vegas, those sorts of places. As an ox, work the best for somebody like myself, but not so much Boulder County. It's just but for $10, this thing weighs like 15, and like weighs like 5 pounds. This thing is huge. But yeah, and then you've got timetables. You got you need an astrological timetable. It's got everything in here up to like the year 3000. So it's got all the astrological timetables in here as well. So yeah, if you ever see this out and about, but yeah, it's so much that it's almost like it's too much to learn. It's so comprehensive. But yeah, so yeah, Care Bear, we'll look forward to having you on the channel there. And either way, favor to your vacation and your trip there, for sure. So let's clear some energies then from our miscommunications, misfires, misstarts during Mercury retrograde there. Since we are in more direct, and direct is it just means that now Mercury's not moving forward. It's not looking like it's moving backwards in comparison to the ecliptic, but it never really does move backwards. As we'd have to move backwards, right? But it just looks that way based on the ecliptic, but it's never really moving backwards. But all right, so take a deep breath in. As we breathe in, we're going to breathe in clear communication. We're going to see what we say being easily heard, being easily understood, and being easily created by the universe. What we say is what we create, right? We are the I am presence. So whatever we state, generally speaking, is what we are going to create in our universe. It's kind of like avoiding using Voldemort's name to give him power. Yes, or Mixel Flick. Remember Mixel Flick from if you said that 3 times Mixel Flick there, and then in Superman, and then you're right. All right, so thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? I've been lucky. I've gone to Goodwill. I mean, generally, I'm financed, so I go to Goodwill. I went to Goodwill looking for hoodies, right? Here's how your universe can work. My intention is to buy some hoodies, right? So I go to Goodwill, and this is all poof, right? So I walk into this was like months ago. You've seen me wear them. So I go into Goodwill. I bought 4 hoodies at one time. So I got one hoodie that's a Puma hoodie, like a real Puma hoodie. That was like $50. And I got the 3-stripe blue Adidas, the standard everybody wears, blue Adidas with the white stripes, perfectly brand new. I got one of those. Then I got the Helly Hansen. I actually applied for a job there. Helly Hansen, which is mountaineering gear. So I got a level 2 hoodie from Helly Hansen, which is sweaty. I mean, you can wear it all the way up to the neck. So yeah, you can wear that without like no winter coat kind of hoodie. And then how do you ask your universe, and this is about trust, right? So you ask your universe, I need hoodies, and you go into Goodwill there, and you just let go, right? And then all of a sudden you come out. And then I got another one that says, be good, good, do good, or it says do good. And I don't question anything from my universe, but I'm just grateful. So when you go into, it's not about having expectations, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I need hoodies. Thank you, universe, for providing. And it's kind of like what we're about to do here. So breathe in with me. As we breathe in, we're going to breathe in clarity, right? So we're going to see that what we state is clear and easy to understand, and it has an effect on our universe, right? And like in Mercury retrograde, what we stated there, what we state doesn't always have the right effect. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, what we state has an opposite energetic effect, even though that's not what we're looking for. It comes out that way, right? So now that retrograde's gone, let's clear all that up. So breathe in with me, and we'll see clarity in what we speak as we breathe out. We're going to breathe out any jumbled communication. I don't know if you had any issues during Mercury retrograde with communication, if there's something that you're still kind of fixing. Me and my boss, we kind of cleared that up real quick. I was like, wait, and I even told her, I was like, this is Mercury retrograde, and let's start this conversation over. And we did, and she laughed. So from your end, where do you need to start the conversation over, so to speak? So take a deep breath in with me. Breathe in and see how that clear conversation. Hold it for 4 seconds. We cycle our breath. I don't really like the word box breathing, because if you say box breathing, first off, I'm not in a box. I'm not a box. And if I were in a box, I would be like, get me out. And I'd probably be hyperventilating because I don't like small spaces. I'm always the one to get in the elevator and then be like, please just open up at the end, right? When the door takes a minute to open, I'm always like, open up. So yeah, you don't want to be trapped in an elevator with me. But all right, so breathe in, hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out. I don't know why I just thought of this for a reason, Josh. Have you ever drawn out light codes or symbols you receive in channeling before? If not, maybe some will be on the way. Ooh, thank you, Care Bear. No, but we have paper here. It's quite possible. I don't really see much light code when I channel, but I don't know if I'm, who knows. But I know that there's light code within what I'm saying. But yeah, no, that's thank you. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. There we go. So I got the comment. So, all right, take a screenshot of that. Thank you. All right, so take another breath in. Thank you, Kerber. And breathe out. And one more. We're going to do a gratitude breath. I'm going to not sit on my leg. And all right, so breathe in. As we breathe out, we'll say the word satisfied or gratitude and bend over as we do it and release, like in a sigh. Gratitude. Satisfied seems to work a little better, but gratitude works just as well. Either way, it's going to drop you into your heart chakra. Let's try that again. So breathe in. Aya, good dawning, Aya. And if you don't know Aya Morello, she's here. She is the wrench on. She's Adam Sandler on, or Michael Sandler, I should say, on Michael Sandler's show on Inspire Nation. Adam Sandler's cousin. So she does the wrench on Michael Sandler on Sundays and he's live Sundays and Thursdays, or Mondays and Thursdays. It depends. He's been shuffling between Sundays and Mondays. But so yeah, Aya, welcome. Grateful to see you and much love. So breathe in. As we breathe in, we're going to pull in all the gratitude. As we breathe out this time, bend over, create a V, like a cut in where your chest and your stomach meet. Bend over and just say the word satisfied in a sigh as you breathe out. You immediately, and if you don't, then I don't know. It works for me. You immediately drop into your heart chakra. So breathe in and then bend over. Satisfied. You do that, you drop, boom. It's instantaneous for me, right into your heart chakra. All right. So we're going to do a invocation to clear the energies over Mercury retrograde there. And Mother Isis is here, dearies. We are going to do an invocation. A lot of you have had broken communication during your Mercury retrograde. And Mother Isis, dearies, wants you to have clear communication. If you want something in your universe, then it must be spoken clearly. So join Mother Isis in clearing out the energies from the Mercury retrograde, which is really the energies that disturb your force, right? When we are dealing with Mother Isis, wants you to understand when you are in Mercury retrograde, nothing is really changing. You are seeing Mercury moving backwards on the ecliptic, correct? So from your end, then you move backwards in your speak. So we are going to move that forward now. So join Mother Isis in an invocation to clear. We clear all the energies from Mercury retrograde. We recall all of our stumbles, missteps, and miscommunication. We send clear intentions into the universe, and we scrub all of our miscommunications, unspoken words, and confused language. We clear it with Saint Germain's violet flame. We ask Archangel Raphael to come in and clear as well. And we set new intentions as Mercury is now direct. To speak clearly, dearies, to state with loving intention what we are looking for, and to stand strong in our frame and the intentions of what we are looking for. And we release all of the miscommunications, the retrograde, the arguments, the fights, the frustrations, and whatever else during your Mercury retrograde. Release that. Send it to the ether. Let it be cleansed with the violet flame. Mother Isis wants you to speak in clarity, to speak with your heart, and to speak with what you want in your universe. So speak with clarity. Before you speak, hand on heart. Make sure what you are saying is what you are looking to convey. Do not speak karmically, and do not speak in malice. Remember, what you say in karmic malice, in anger, in frustration, will come back into your universe, dearies. We'll build that wall around you that blocks you from others and create the universe you are not looking for. Speak only with your truth. Speak only with your heart. And speak only with love. If you have something that's heavy to say to somebody, something that you don't want, wouldn't say in love, but you have to say it. Say it in peace. If it is not a loving thing, it is something that everything you say can be in love. But if you have something that you have to say, if you have to speak a truth, say it with all your intention. Say it in clarity. And stand behind what you say. Mercury retrograde is over. So stand in your frame. When you are speaking, stand in your frame. Speak clearly and with intent. All right, so there we go. Mother Isis there. Asking you to speak clearly and with 812. Thank you. With 1012, even better. And with intent. So let's let me clear here. We're going to work with, kind of keep this a little short. I got to go to the shop. So, and this within 15 minutes. So we're going to work with the lapis, and this grateful, right? Creative. So if you've not worked with lapis before, you'll feel that in your root and your crown chakra, your sacral chakra as well. This is if you're looking to be creative, lapis is that stone, one of those stones as well, and is of course quite magical. So you can ground into that as well. But this came from Neil and Shelley, or Seeker of Truth 2, and Standing Tall, Big Dad, Standing Tall. I'm grateful for both of you guys out in California, and thank you so much. Really, it's grateful, and I like I said, I keep everything. I still got your the letter that you wrote with that on my dresser there. So thank you guys, and I truly appreciate anybody who's thank you. Anybody who sends anything, it blows my mind, and truly grateful. All right, so let's work with the lapis here. So energetics only works with your permission. So of course, being here is your permission. So let's go ahead and work with the lapis here. So, all right, guys. Anyway, sadly, we don't have any music or anything to work with here, but we will figure that out at some point here. Actually, I have to set up I have another cell phone I need to finally set up. Once I do, then we can use one cell phone for music and one cell phone for the show, right? So we will get this done here. All right, so favor. All right, so if you're looking to create something, get creative, what have you, can ground it into the lapis. If you have blocking your root or your sacral chakras, you can ground that in as well. If there is a project that you're in the middle of and looking for divine help with, you can use the lapis for that too. Josh always reminds me of a doctor in this segment. He even talks like, if you are suffering from hemorrhoid arteritis, then if your hemorrhoid arteritis is, you can. We are not doctors here. We do not. But if you have hemorrhoid arteritis, then you can, right? Mr. Floyd, what software are you using to stream? I'm just using YouTube. To be honest with you right now, Victor. StreamYard, I Restream only allows for an hour flat, and then it'll kill you. And then plus I don't have anybody else to restream. Using and there's nothing wrong with using StreamYard, but you only get 20 free hours to use on StreamYard, and then it's $40 a month otherwise. So until grounded into some more stable abundance, then yeah, we'll do that and pay for it. But the other thing about StreamYard, especially on the phone, it's gotten a little goofy codec wise, fitting on the phone. And then the other thing that's goofy about StreamYard, unlike YouTube, is especially on my phone. I don't know about my laptop, but firing up my laptop's goofy enough. Is that if I don't like have enough action on the screen, then the screen doesn't realize I'm in video, right? The phone doesn't, and it darkens my screen. Or even with the set, I set it up so this doesn't go off for like 5 minutes. It'll still start to dim the screen after 5 minutes if I'm not like really moving my hand. So yeah, it's a lot of tapping on the screen. I have to set it for no, turn off the screen. Mr. Ben over he. I found I found yesterday was, speaking of Mr. Ben, I found a 24-hour Mr. Bean channel on YouTube. So if you like Mr. Bean, there's 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can watch episodes of Mr. Bean, just like I found Pee-wee's Playhouse, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch Pee-wee's Playhouse forever. We love you too, Neil and Shelley. All right, so if you're working on a project, ground into that. If there's something that you're thinking about doing, you can ground into the lapis here and take those energies. I know Mr. Bean's funny. I just realized who has a name. Voldemort is that evil character I've watched. Never watched Harry Potter. No, neither have I. So I've never watched nor read Harry Potter. You don't have kids, a lot of those things just kind of slip your universe. Oh, Mr. Bean. Teddy. Where is Teddy? But yeah, so there's all these weird channels on YouTube. So yeah, you can watch 24 hours a day worth of, I think there's a Love Boat channel and all these like shows that are like, yeah, it's weird. All right, guys, we'll close this, seal this up here. We're trying to be ahead of the game here. Usually we're doing this like at the last 5 minutes here. Do I have an Android phone? I've been Android since, actually, here we go. I'll give a story here. Story time. I bought the first Android phone, the G1, right? During the live. So they came out and they did their live deal and Google Android. And so, yeah, this one Google was don't be evil and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, so I order it and I get it. And I'm like the fourth person in the country to have it. And they sent me I got a message saying, hey, we sent you your phone early. I got the phone before there was a Google Play Store. So if that tells you, the Google App Store was not the Play Store there. But yeah, so I got so I have the original Android phone, and then I learned how to hack it. So a guy named Jesus Freak did the first root hack on the phone, so I figured it out. And so I have the original Android phone that has pinch to zoom. Like it was in the setup, but they didn't engage it. So I engaged a pinch to zoom on the browser. So I have a G1 that can pinch to zoom on the browser. Nobody else. And I shoehorned, get this, Google Maps GPS beta version 1. I shoehorned it into a G1 phone. So I shoved it in, basically coded it and shoved it in to the G1 phone. So I have a G1 phone that has the only G1 maybe on the planet, the first Google phone that has actual operating, working, original Google Maps GPS, which didn't come out for like years. But yeah, so it was an open source, so we grabbed the code and I shoved it in the phone. So yeah, kind of, I haven't rooted a phone in a while, but it's not as easy anymore. But so yeah, so Android for sure, because I loved hacking the phones, right? So in my case, then my original, you can check your camera settings, look for save selfies as previewed, uncheck that and return it. It doesn't. Unfortunately. It don't fix it. Unfortunately, we've done that. It's decoding through Google directly. Unfortunately, they changed it like 6 months ago, 5 months ago at this point, and it just flipped. Like everybody was normal. Now everybody's backwards. I've used to watch this guy, Rich Lop. I still have subscribed to him. Rich Lop. He's a good guy, out of Vegas, and he does live readings like late at night, right? And yeah, he's that's how I can tell watching other lives. Like everybody's backwards, nonetheless. And there's not much we can do about it. So, all right, so let's seal this off. But yeah, I've flipped it, saved selfies as and all that, and done mirror selfies. The switch there, yeah, and it doesn't do anything. It still comes out backwards. So yeah, eventually we'll pay for StreamYard, right? And then get to a laptop and do it that way, which is really the better way. Let's seal this off, guys. So yeah, eventually we want to. Right now, I need a new laptop. I got a Windows 10 laptop, a really old Windows 10 laptop, and of course, Windows 10's losing support. So nothing like having an unsecure laptop on the internet, right? So suffice this exactly. So suffice to say, so yeah, no, I thought about. I've tried. Yeah, Victor, that's a good thought. But we've tried. Yeah, definitely. That was like the first thing I way back in the day, and I don't know why. Beats the ever you know what out of me. Karen Suki, I missed all of Victor this morning due to sleep. But you know what? Then you had your own truth wave meditation. If you're sleeping, you're in your own truth. You're in your own meditation there for sure. But I'm in the other boat, Scotty. I've been iPhone since the beginning. Yeah, I've never. I'm gonna flip this script here. Anybody watching here, I have never physically used an Apple product other than this tablet over at work. I'm not ever. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Part of it was when I always liked the idea of Android versus beast back in the day. Google was "Don't be evil" was their motto. I mean, it's not. We don't know about Google anymore, but their motto was "Don't be," and it was open source, and Apple was closed source, and so and I was a big part of the rooting community at the time with like CyanogenMod, and so yeah, and a lot of that, and none of that you could do on Apple, so that's why I moved. I strictly was like, oh, Android, it's all open source. Boom, and it's built off of the Linux codec, so it's not like it's rather stable because it's built off Linux, which of course was funny because they got the lawsuits. But yeah, wow, Josh, you and Victor nailed astrology energy day. Truth, Mercury is making a strong conjunction with Venus and Saturn, perhaps valuing our truth and taking care to communicate clearly. Think practical. All right, we're gonna throw that. Let's put that. Replace pin message. There we go. Because if you want a one-on-one session, you guys know at this point, just email me at Mr. Floyd Channelings with an S at gmail.com. Yes, I am always in node mode, even exactly. So when you're sleeping there, you're in peace mode generally if you're sleeping. So and you're in your truth mode because you're in your highest, you're in the ethereal, right? This is not your truth mode. This is right. Your body lies to you. You're inside. You're right. I guess I better upgrade to Windows 11. Back in my day, they used to support 2 to 3 old. Yeah, no, Windows 11. I think it's this October, if I'm correct. Windows 10. You can pay for additional services, but yeah, they want everybody on Windows 11 anyways because of the coding, and it's Windows 11 is a little bit different than Windows 10 from what I'm understanding, and so yeah, they want everybody to move over for other reasons. We don't exactly. But nonetheless, yeah, I definitely need a new. I'm still holding out on 10. A lot of people are apparently about 50% of the planet is, and so they got to figure something out. But Windows does what it does to try to move you forward as fast as it does. So. But yeah, Ben, it's nice to see you back in the chat there. We've missed you the past couple of days there. I remember DOS. Yeah, no kidding. I had an 8086. Come on, and DOS based 8086. WordStar. Remember WordStar and Lotus 123? I had WordStar and Lotus 123 on my computer. And the green monochrome screen. I remember back in the day, like in high school, in like 88, 89 ago, I had a friend named Nir, right? He was from Israel, and his father was this big tech guy. And so I'd go to Nir's house, right? And watch his 16 colored screen, which I thought was the shiznit at the time, right? He had 16 RGB colors. And he was hooked up. He was hooked up to the internet. And in 89, 90, anybody hooked up to the internet, that was like, what? And so I would just go to Nir's house on the weekend and just stand there like watching him like go on old Alta Vista or Yahoo or all that stuff back in the day, and all the old internet sites. But yeah, that was the fun in high school there, spending hours watching somebody else surf the internet. All right, Lotus 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know, right? Lotus was the best, and unfortunately, I mean, could you imagine if Lotus was? I mean, Microsoft didn't. Yeah, I wonder what Lotus and all the WordStar, all those would have been like now. I love computer lab. Oh yeah, we had the computer lab too. We type in basic. You remember? Everybody had that computer lab. Go to 10, return, enter. 30, go to 20, run. Typing in basic there. Yeah. We had keyboarding class though. Did anybody you have keyboarding class? Like return. The cat ate the mat. Return. Yeah, so we had the IBM Select the ball typewriters there. Remember learning to type in school with the cardboard over my keyboard? Yes, we used floppies to test the first gen GPS back in the late 80s wow, all right. So yeah, Ben's like talking about using floppies to test the first gen GPS, and then I had the first gen if I fire up the phone, eventually I'm gonna send it to the I'm gonna clear it, my contacts and stuff, and then send it to the cell phone museum, because it's really a historical phone. When you have the original G1 that and they had pinch to zoom, like so you could blow up the browser built into the codecs, but they never did. So we found it in the codecs and cleared it out, and just added the line, right, and then shoveling the GPS on there, that was the most unstable thing in the world. But you could go down the highway and generally get directions, but it wouldn't give you the street name. It'd just say turn left, turn right. But yeah, no speedometer, no nothing. No Waze buttons, no nothing. That was pretty. If I could ever fire it back up. The hard part's actually finding a cable to get it to. I don't have the cable for it to get it to charge, right? Because you don't have the mini. You had the mic. You have the what is it? The mini, not the micro USB. So you had the chunky one back in the day, the small. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The fat end cable on this end. It's all fat and blocky. This is USB-C, but yeah. So I don't even have a cable to charge it. But all right. Truth wave energy meditation. When the GPS satellite total for proof, they had like 2-3 GPS satellite total for proof of concept. I've heard the Russian system's even more glass. What is it called? Glass nose? I don't know what it's called. But the Russian system's actually even better than our GPS itself, because it can get you down to like the physical foot as to where you're at, and it's way made more accurate, especially like in the clouds and such. So I don't know if anybody's ever used the Russian GPS system before, but able to bypass knowing how to type these days with all the voice to text software. I love the voice. Yeah, you don't have to type anymore. That's one of the amazing things about but yeah. And remember back in the day though, you do that, right? Remember Mavis Beacon there? You could put her voice in there, or the old. You'd have to buy the software, and then it wouldn't always give you the right words. It would be like you'd read it and be like, "I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to the." And it would miss up the words, or I'm coming to the grocery, and it would just like sound totally mixed up. Remember our first time I communicated via computer real time? It was from the windward side of Oahu to my friend in Pearl Harbor. What great time. Yeah, that's like IRC chat, internet relay chat. Remember MIRC? And it would be like, oh, wow, you're in Botswana. That's amazing. What's it like there? In internet relay chat. Or AOL Instant Messenger. All right, guys, or Yahoo Message. Let's close her out. It is the 30, and I have to get to the crystal shop. But yeah, Android all the way. That's not open source, and now they're building it. It's still open source code, but they're not accepting people's. Used to be you could like actually add to the coding of Android. Now they're privately building the code, but then they'll release it as open source. But who knows? One day this won't be open source, I'm sure. But at least for a while there, you could really mod your phone. So for years there, for like 2009, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to like 18, every phone I had was jailbroken, hacked, modded, and way better than the original Android phone. But ICQ, yes. Oh, yes. There you go. ICQ. Oh, God. MIC, Internet text chat. Yes. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know if that stuff's still around anymore. But is anybody going to their bulletin board, their BBS, and playing? Anybody still have a BBS that they go to? Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Yes, exactly. Then she had the one that did Mavis Beacon's voice to type or whatever as well. And yeah, and it never came out right. You could, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane. The rain in the plane falls mainly on your plane. What? It would come out all backwards and crooked. I miss frustrating my parents trying to tie up the line with. Yeah, that was always fun. Or if you had somebody on the internet and you wanted to mess with them, you'd be like, dink. You lift up the receiver, dink. You just broke my connection, dink. And then you kill their internet. I didn't think so. Smurfette 23. I only spoke with my friends. Oh, I don't think so. Smurfette 23. I only spoke with my friends at the time. All right, so let's close this out, guys. This has been great, and get to work on time here. So we're going to close this out with a circle of a Josh hug, as Victor would say here. And of course, remember, today at 5 o'clock, we're going to have Teresa there, Wounds to Wisdom with Teresa at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 3 o'clock my time. I will most likely see you all in the chat. I'll be at the Crystal Shop getting ready to leave. And then, of course, today at 7 p.m. my time, or your time, 5 o'clock my time, will be, so 2 hours after Teresa, will be Laura B. So if you have questions for Laura, don't forget to put them all in the chat in all caps, and I will grab them. And keep in mind there, I'm going to try to use my laptop because StreamYard is acting really, really, really goofy. So you may see me on the couch instead because I get better Wi-Fi connection there since I share the Wi-Fi with my neighbor. But so we're going to try to use the laptop so I can see what you guys are saying. And it was kind of hairy because when you start, now you can barely see. I can see your head. So if I can see your avatar, then I could figure out who it was. But yeah, it gets they've really screwed around with the coding. So favor, if you're watching there, StreamYard, fix your coding, please. We are grateful. Go back to the way you had it. Sometimes the old way is the best way, but either way. So, and we want to wish Care Bear an amazing trip. She's going to the Carolinas and if you want to put where you're going in there, we'll all come visit you on your trip, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? We show up exactly where let's all show up at Care Bear's vacation. But nonetheless, have a great vacation, Care Bear, and a fantastic time in the mountains. Mountains right there. So yeah, all I have to do is take a left and go like 10 minutes, and I'm literally. That's the cool thing about being here is at least if I need to de-scramble myself within like 8 minutes, I can be out of cell phone land. Gone. No RF. Once you get into the mountains there, unless you're like near a big town, there's no way. It's not feasible to do cell phone unless you're like near Leadville or 10,000-foot town or something. So yeah, there's no cell phone signal. So instant de-scrambling of my molecules by driving into the mountains. So we all looking forward to getting into the mountains this spring so we can get out of cell phone land, even for an hour. It feels, when you can if you can truly get out of the RF net in any aspect. So if you can get to the mountains, get way out in the ocean, whatever it is, and you can get out of the RF net, even for 10 minutes, woo, it's like a whole nother universe. I'll tell you that. All right, please try a glass of salt water, Krista. Always tasty. I always like salt. I don't gargle with salt water. All right, so let's close out. All right, so we're going to do a group hug here, a Josh hug, as Victor would say. And Victor, tonight, Truth Wave Energetic Meditation, 9:45 in the evening and the dawning East Coast time. So we will see you all tonight at 5 or 7, or 3 or 5 over at Wounds to Wisdom with Teresa. And we'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. with Laura B. And she's amazing. So if you have a question for Laura, you can pre-post it into the chat. Just put it in all caps, and I will star it and save it. So if you want to do that, you can do that at any time today, and you can be first up when Laura, and of course, if you don't have a question, you want to join us, Laura does a fantastic group read in the beginning and a 3-card Monty at the end. So a 3-card pick at the end. So you pick a card as well. So there's something in it for everybody, nonetheless. And Care Bear, I'm looking forward to communicating with you. I'll drop you an email when you get back, and we'll set up a time here and have her on the channel to discuss her road to astrology, how you can create a road to astrology if you want, and what she's learning, and of course, current astrology as well, and what she wants to teach us. So I'm looking forward to it, Care Bear. This will be awesome. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Let's close this out. All right, left hand up, right hand up. As we create our circle here, think of it like a football huddle or a scrum from like a rugby, and we put our arms up. We send the energy from our left arm, always from the left, right, to the right. Spin it around. It comes clockwise right through our heart chakra. So as it goes around the circle, we're spinning it up. It'll come back through your right hand, cut through your heart chakra, and come back around. So we lift that energy up like a reverse tornado as we spin it up like the Large Hadron Collider, except we do this in a positive, and we're not breaking we're not creating Mandela effects as we spin up our energy like the Large Hadron Collider might be. So we spin it all up. As we spin the energy up, we lift it up and we push it up, and we lift that energy as we spin it like a reverse tornado up to the greater source field, and we keep that connection going as we do our closeout, as we do our group hug here. So we keep that energy spinning up, and we say to everybody in the greater source field, we send love, we send peace. We see everybody here in love and peace. We see everybody in their highest form. We see everybody in their highest abundance. We see all those out there without 4 walls, without ceiling, protected from the elements, right? Everybody on this planet has the right to have 4 walls or a geodesic dome or something safe to live in. And we see that for everybody on this planet. There's no reason anybody's living in a mud hut on planet Earth. We see everybody on this planet with the ability to have fresh food in their house, right? There's no reason why anybody should not have any food on this planet. There's more than enough food, and there's more food thrown away than there is physically eaten on this planet. Everybody should have the right to fresh water. The guy invented a box that can pull the water out of pure water out of the air, let alone running water. There's no reason why anybody should be going down to a lake or a river and hauling water back, boiling it, and then having to wait for it to cool just to have a glass of water. Not on this planet, not anymore. Hugs. Everybody on this planet should have a right to have a hug, to be loved and to love somebody else, to be seen and to be heard. If you're not seen and heard, we see and hear you. May your universe find you somebody physically to see and hear you as well. Everybody has a right to a hug. And if you do not have a hug, then may hugs come into your universe. If you do not have anybody to hug, may the hugs then come in to your universe. We see everybody, all the soldiers of the world, putting down their weapons, apologizing to those they would have shot otherwise without even physically knowing them. We see the governments of the world apologizing to their citizens for putting them in positions that would otherwise kill them. And we see the governments of the world apologizing for the grifting and grafting and whatever else they've been doing, sending money to the military-industrial complex and otherwise, and returning that money to its citizens and taking care of their infrastructure and their country and their citizens in a more appropriate and loving manner. We see the governments of the world sitting down to discuss their issues and not fighting each other with love and peace instead of using armies of the world, right? And we see each other here in peace and love. We see Suzette leaving her home for at least 4 days with respite care for her mother and her mother not turning off the fridge or the heat or air conditioning in the middle of the night, right? We see Lindsay having a nice meal with her children, sitting down to a fresh meal in her new amazing apartment with fresh fruits and vegetables with her children. We see Henny standing up straight in her new apartment, running a marathon, right? Getting ready to run a marathon in her new place. She knows exactly where she's going, and it's awesome. We see Karen Suki not going to the doctor and nasties and being perfectly healthy and amazing, and all the awesomeness in her universe we can send her. And we see Nathan in his universe, everything amazing, right? All of you guys out there, anybody. We see Rick We didn't see today, but maybe he's at the doctor there. Getting a perfect checkup, right? Rick's doctor is going, I did treat you for cancer, didn't I? But I don't see anything there. What the hell's going on? So we see that for Rick, right? And we see for everybody here, everybody having anything. Yolanda and her appointment this dawning that he had mentioned, having an amazing appointment, right? Everybody who has anything going on in any form or fashion, whether we know about it or not, favor, love, and may it turn out to be the most amazing thing for you, right? We see Mother Gaia without any X's. No tic-tac-toe in the sky for Mother Gaia, right? And we, of course, see no forever chemicals and no plastics on Mother Gaia any further, right? We see Mother Gaia hands clean, hands down clean, and we see her healed, right? We see Mother Gaia healed in love. No more plastics, no more forever chemicals. We see humanity working together with Mother Gaia. All right, guys. And for that, we say hallelujah. So it is when we release, well, actually, we release our, I forget to release. So we release our energetic tornado up into the greater atmosphere, and we let go, and we cut our energies into, and release our energies into the source field. There we go. And for that, we say hallelujah, and so it is, and we go to work. All right, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Remember, everything you do or don't do helps create your loving, living universe. And if you're still in your dark night of the soul or darkness, as you release the darkness into the light, swap it out. Your cells spread out, your body vibrates faster, you step into the light body, helping you to create your loving, living universe. Care Bear, have an amazing trip. If we don't see you anywhere else on the tube today, we will see you when you get back and have you on the channel. Victor, we'll see you tonight at 9:45. And of course, Teresa, Wounds to Wisdom with Teresa. We will see her today at 3 p.m. my time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I don't know if anybody else is live otherwise, but stay awesome, guys. Krista, hello. Krista will be live. Why am I thinking here? Krista will be live at the top of the hour. So, of course, at Blindly Inspired, check her out. She will be live in about 15 minutes. And so, guys, I love you. Stay awesome because you are. And, of course, have a day worthy of you. Thanks, guys. All right, guys.